Hey everyone, welcome back to another cycling video. Today we're going to be riding out into the countryside in the foothills of the Alps in Austria, about 2.5 hours from Vienna and about 2 hours from Salzburg. So join me as I take this new trail, never done before, and let's see where it takes us. So the Panorama cycling route in Austria is about 110 kilometers in total length. I went out there this weekend and rode around and found that most of it is a paved, dedicated bike trail. You can see the overall route here. One section I did leave out that went into a different side valley because there was a section there that was on a very narrow road that I didn't want to do, and I'd been hiking there the day before. So the Garmin track you just saw is the Garmin track there is the route you just saw. So very interesting route with a lot of twists and turns and ups and downs, very steep in places, sometimes as much as 24% according to Brunnental. There's a highway that runs through this valley and a train track as well with both passenger and freight, and the bike trail has been added in this area to ride basically parallel to those, the river, the railroad, and the highway. So there are a few sections of gravel, and there are also a few sections where you're on very small back roads, winding through some of the little villages and through some of the woods as you go through this area. Nice, cool, brisk morning. Temperature is probably in the upper 40s, low 50s to start. Did get up to the low 70s, so that was great. There was weather coming in, so it was nice to get out early and get going on this, so I could be done before the weather came in, and I was able to do that. It did get cloudy at the end. So this is the Elizabeth Say, different reservoir. There are two reservoirs along here, one where I parked in the morning, and then this second one further down the road. Again, you can see just beautifully paved, well marked bike trail winding its way through these foothills of the Alps. And yeah, just really had a great time exploring this new track. It's not a place we get to very often since we live in Vienna. So my wife had a seminar this weekend out in the area, and I figured, of course, I'm going to take my bike and see what routes are out there, and there are several. There's also a good bit of mountain biking. So we're about an hour and 10 minutes into our ride. We're on the Panorama bike trail. Some of it's dedicated bike trail and some of it's just very small back roads, a lot of farms, no straight lines. Everything's either up or down, always curving, so it's never boring. Got my trusty Marin Dsx 1 with me today. Really love this bike. It's got that 1x11 drivetrain in the back, 11 in the back, 11 to 51. So some of these steep bits that I've just been on are about 15 degrees, 15%. Goes right up, no problem. So we're coming into the town of Windischgarsten right now. I just have to figure out if I'm going to go back the same way or if I'm going to cut across the valley to the west and go along a different trail back. Hoping to be about 60 or 70 kilometers today, 45 miles. We're probably about 3,000 feet of vertical. Probably the last really nice day of the year. It's Saturday, October 14th, and tomorrow it's supposed to go from this beautiful 73 degrees down to about 50. So hope you're enjoying the video.
and see you at the end.
We had a really nice mix of terrain here. A lot of pretty thick woods, a lot of open pastures and fields and country lanes. Some really steep bits as we wound our way under the highway and train tracks. Small town here of St. Pancras that was kind of nice to look at. Still such sleepy little places, and a really steep bit where I think I got just around 50 kilometers an hour on the downhill. So well, that was fun. Get a little racy there as we were going. This is the one place where I did get lost. It's all sped up because I went back and forth like 5 times. So I went down this farmer's lane and went back, and then I went up the little side road here and down this guy, and then I saw a private sign, and then I went back and thought, oh, maybe it's a gravel stretch, but that died out, and back underneath the train again, and finally realized that what I thought was a parking lot for this truck company here was actually just the trail itself. So here we are again, winding up and down these hills, this constant up and down, up and down. Some beautiful farms and a lot of orchards, apples and pears and walnuts are very common. You see a lot of the farms with solar arrays these days, really trying to get autonomous and as much off the grid as they can, which I think is a great thing. So we're just going through these woods again, and just the sun at this time of year is great. A cute little chapel here, probably from about the 17th century. As we get further and further back into the foothills, and then we started to come back down out of the woods into these little villages, never too far from the train tracks, as you see another freight train going by here, until we got to the town of Windischgarsten. It's a winter place, and I think I'll talk on that again in a little bit, but just kind of fun again to come down. I actually came into the square. It was really quiet. It was around 12, and the siren went off, as still happens in many small villages here. You get your noon siren. But I also did find a bike shop where I got a map to try to figure out a little bit more of some of the smaller bike paths and trails that I could use. There are plenty of people out on the road today. And then after leaving that, I did another couple miles further south into the foothills before turning around and heading back. Seeing everybody here, the farmers all got their wheat rolled up for the cows. And this, I think, was the steepest bit going down, where I really kind of maxed out the speed, which is always fun. There's a stable here. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but this is I think a black Arabian, really, fantastic looking horse there. And then right after the stables, back into the pasture land, and then into this gravel stretch that lasted probably 2 or 3 miles, and I didn't do too much filming there because there's just so much shake, and the GoPro mount that I have on my handlebars doesn't do much for stabilization.
Alright guys, last video from the road today. Workstations. About every 10 miles in Austria along the trail. You got these really great workstations. You got tire levers, you got Allen wrenches, Phillips head screwdriver, regular wrenches. You got your air pump. You got a rack to put the bike up on. So just fantastic. See these deluxe public work stand. So really great stuff. If you ever run into any problems, there's always a stand about every 10 miles for you to get to work on your bike. So I'll catch up with you at the end when I sync the data from the ride, and we'll talk then.
So near the end of the ride, I did duck into the side valley, Brunnen Valley. Some beautiful looks into the Alps there. Some of the road here was gravel as well. Some of it was kind of a hard pack, and then some of it was normally paved asphalt. And this was the back. It was about 5K in, about 5K back, and this was the turnaround at the end. Again, beautiful farm, out there. Big parking lot for hikers mostly, and some mountain bikers that drive up to the end here and start their day hikes and trips from there, from the road end. So it was nice to discover this. And then back down at the bottom, the town of Klaus, near the original reservoir where I parked. This is the train station, and the bike path goes right by there, and then we cross the reservoir. You can see the castle up there on the hill as we head back to the car. Now the gear, all the gear is going to be down below. I got my Marin Dsx 1 with the GoPro mount, handlebar bag. I've got a DJI Pocket 2, a Garmin Edge Explorer, and then for short rides, day packs like this, I use my Salomon Active Skin 4. I find it lightweight and still carries quite a lot.
All right, we're back at the car. Our ride's done, 46 miles, which is like 71 kilometers, and it's telling me 3.5 hours, 5,227 feet of ascent, total ascent, 2,500 calories burned, average speed 12.7. It was a really great ride. I had a blast. I'd never been out here cycling before. We came out yesterday and went up into the other side valleys that would have made the ride longer today, but I just didn't have the time. So there's some video in here from yesterday of the Hinterstoder area I mentioned in one of the last clips. So going to be able to put that all in the video and get that out to you later. But a great ride. We're in Upper Austria, near the border to Styria, Steiermark as they call it over here. About 2.5 hours from Vienna, maybe 2 hours from Salzburg. There's a couple of national parks around here, a lot of historical stuff, the fantastic library at Admont, the monastery library, just down the road, about 20 miles here. Schladming, where they have a lot of the incredible ski racing, is out here, maybe an hour down and over to the west. So a really great place to visit. Good cycling network. From what I saw today, a lot of this stuff is fairly new. New pavement, new asphalt, good signage. One place, which you'll see in the video, or you have seen by now in the video, where the signage wasn't there, and I ended up going into 3 different people's driveways, farmhouse driveways, to try to find my way back. So absolutely great day of riding. Can't wait to do more. Hopefully there'll be some more good weather towards the end of October, early November. I ordered winter waterproof gloves. I've ordered some shoe covers. So ready for just about anything. All right, everybody, take care. See you next time.